Tonight on CTV, we ask students their perspective on the upcoming semester, all while COVID restrictions continue to be in effect.
Then, we take a look at how CSU is helping regrow trees in the areas where the Cameron Peak fire happened. And get the latest on CSU's hockey's canceled season with Brendan Fairbairn.
All that here on CTV News tonight. Good evening, Rams. I'm Weston Hubbard.
And I'm Kenneth Frederick. Our top story tonight starts with a question. What are students' thoughts on the next semester? Many people are already thinking about what the next semester will look like and what the situation will hold for them. We talked to students to figure out how they were feeling about the semester to come.
A study published by PLUS ONE has shown that COVID-19 is but a considerable amount of stress on college students. Over 80% of participants from 7 different universities said that they had had moderate or high levels of stress due to COVID. But how are CSU students feeling about college during the pandemic and the new semester ahead? Construction management major Ben Harris talked about how off-campus and out-of-state students are already being negatively affected.
You know, out-of-state kids don't want to sign a lease or don't want to pick somewhere to live here in Fort Collins, because if we are online, they can do that from home and save money.
Ultimately, students feel that despite class being a challenge due to COVID, they plan to return next semester with the hope that being on campus might bring back a sense of normalcy.
Online classes are really tough and they carry their burden also like mentally for you. Like, well, it is what it is and we have to push through it.
If you would like more information on what CSU's academic calendar will look like for the next semester, you can go to catalog.colostate.edu.
I'm a communications major, so I'm just excited to learn how to talk next semester. What about you?
You know, I'd really like to see a lot more hybrid style and a lot less just purely online, just because online really isn't my kind of environment.
I get lazy with online. Like Zoom just demotivates me completely, so I get it, yeah. Due to the 2021 National Defense Authorization Act, Colorado State University will be shutting down its Confucius Institute as of June 30th, according to source.colostate. The act passed with congressional support and would restrict access to the Department of Defensive Research for any school with a Confucius Institute. CSU uses research and funding from the Department of the Defense, so it will be closing the doors to their institute in order to continue to have access to that funding.
Have you ever tried to look up at the lights of the stars in the night sky, but were stopped because of light pollution? Well, now the City Council is working on updating lighting codes that may help darken the night sky once again. The Council is looking at updating its current exterior lighting code to reduce light pollution and glare that affects surrounding homes. To do this, City Council is looking at replacing the one-size-fits-all standard of maximum light output to a more nuanced system that changes maximum output depending how much the space is used during the night. Places along the foothills area by Horsetooth have limited light allowances, where places like Old Town or along College Avenue are allowed to use more lighting. Councilman Ross Cuniff supported the plan for the code changes and also talked about the other benefits they may bring.
Actually, also on the social side, studies are showing that excess light in people's nighttime environment disrupts sleep cycles and leads to poorer health, poorer educational outcomes.
The Cameron Peak fires that completely ravaged Larimer County in fall 2020 left quite a scar on the wilderness, but Colorado State has a plan to help combat that. According to source.colostate, the Colorado State Forest Service Nursery is providing seedlings of trees in order to help combat the loss of so many that were lost in the fire. The staff, alongside students from CSU, are going to help grow around 100,000 seeds per year. Some of the Warner College of Natural Resources students get to help take care of these seedlings and watch them grow. This is truly a great way to combat the horrendous fires that did occur.
2 professors from Colorado State University's College of Agricultural Sciences were recently awarded the 2021 Neutron Scholars. Thomas Borsch and Don Thillamy were recognized for their excellence in teaching, research, and engagement. The faculty members were noted as having significant impacts on their respective fields. Both Borch and Thillamy are the second class of Nutrient Distinguished Scholars, and with the award will receive the honorific title that includes one-time discretionary funding. After hearing the announcement, the Associate Dean for Research, Jan Leach, spoke, quote, "Outstanding faculty like Thomas and Don are crucial to accomplishing the college's mission and to elevating CSU's profile around the world," end quote.
Always great to be recognizing some staff. Stick around, Rams, because we have a local weather with Morgan Gardner up next.
That's here on CTV.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
How's it going, Rams? My name is Morgan Gardner, coming at you with some weather. Let's get straight into it. Tonight we're sitting at a nice 27 degrees. It's mostly clear outside, not too much of the wind out there, so it's pretty nice for evening. Much better compared to last night for sure. No snow out there. And if we go to the clouds, this is what we're seeing over the next couple days or so. A little bit of cloud coverage over the night, but that means that the weekend is going to be nice and sunny. If we go into overnight lows, this is what we're looking at. So over on I-25, we're going to be seeing a lot of the mid-20s there. So not too warm, but pretty good for overnight. No snow, which is going to be nice. If we look over on the western side, Grand Junction sitting at a nice 31 degrees. Definitely getting the nicer end of the spectrum for tonight's highs and lows. And tomorrow's highs are going to look a lot the same. Grand Junction still sitting up there, 46 degrees, nice and sunny. Along the I-25 spectrum, we're going to be seeing a lot of the upper 30s. Fort Collins being a nice 38 degrees, which is going to mean a lot of sun. And if we look at tomorrow's forecast specifically, we're sitting at a nice 39 degrees Fahrenheit, low of 23. Partly sunny, a little bit of wind, but not too much. Some gusts can get up there to be about 18 miles an hour, but nothing too crazy for all of y'all. And if we look at the 5-day forecast, we can see that it's going to be sunny, except for Saturday, which is a little odd. We're going to be seeing 81% chance of precipitation there, a little bit of chance of snow flurries. But for the rest of the week, we'll be seeing upper 40s, which means that it's going to be nice and sunny. So get out there and enjoy the sun while you can. I most certainly will. And that is all the time we have on weather tonight. Get out there and stay warm, but enjoy that weather while you can. Stick around after the break. We're going to be seeing some more news.
I'll be right back. Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Welcome back, Rams.
There's more news to get into, so let's get right into it.
Being in high school, I remember the pressure of trying to pass all of my classes. Luckily, the POUDRE school district will be there trying to combat the cost of education by making summer school free for all its high school students. Last year, they offered something similar, free summer school to all those that qualified also for free lunches through the school. This is an effort to help the students, as Scott Nielsen, the superintendent assistant for secondary schools, was quoted from the Coloradan saying this is a way to help the students that are behind in credits and take away any barriers that they think might be there. With everything COVID-19 related, having a relief on trying to catch up in school always sounds like a great delight.
The Foothills Mall may be getting a completely new look after almost foreclosing at the end of last year. The mall fell into receivership when developers failed to make an important payment on their loan in December of last year. Northern Colorado-based McWhinney Real Estate has signed a purchasing agreement and plans to transform the property. They're currently in the due diligence process where they will figure out the true value of the location. McWhinney says that they plan to build stores, restaurants, and housing on the property.
I love the mall. I just love going there. I used to live near Park Meadows Mall, so coming up here, I definitely was a different vibe, but I kind of like the mall because it's indoors, and I feel like I don't have to worry if it's snowing, so.
You know, I'm looking forward to them building something new there, because I think the only thing I've gone to the Foothills Mall for in my 2 years of living up here in Fort Collins is probably Annie's Pretzels.
Mine's Bath & Body Works candles all the time. The weekly ASCSU meeting was held last night and talked about the facilities that were related to the committees on the campus, a bill to help increase voter engagement, and much, much more.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This week, the ASCSU Senate talked about what is coming up for the campus, including remodels or new buildings, and how they were going to use the funds that they are now receiving in order to help the Rams better. Relating to last week's conversation, talking about budgetary affairs as well, this one differs as last week was talking about people's wages within the ASCSU government, with commentary from people such as Hannah Taylor and Tristan Reyes. Another bill was discussed in order with the budgetary to use $61,200 from the ASCSU Senate's General Discretionary Fund. This bill would use the funds to help fund Rams Against Hunger and to try and help install a permanent food pantry on the first floor of the General Service Building. Unanimously, the bill for Rams Against Hunger did pass and will be put into order as soon as they can get it available. Outside of the bill being talked about, inclusivity was one of the major talks about tonight during the ASCSU meeting. Part of the inclusivity talks relate to the campus going to be remodeled and hoping to include some more diversity. Such diversity would include things such as gender-neutral bathrooms and other ways to make Rams feel like there is less gender-specific options on campus and make it more available to all. Discussions were also held for a bill to help try and increase voter engagement along the Rams who are wanting to vote in the 2021 fall and spring elections for ASCSU. We will continue to update you on ASCSU as we can. For the future of ASCSU, you can look to CTV to cover it all and keep you up to date on the latest news.
Heart of the Rockies Church has decided to build cheap housing on its empty 11 acres to serve the community. This comes after plans to create a youth building center got put on hold during the 2008 recession. The new project will be working with CARES Housing, Habitat for Humanity, and Friends of La Acre to create more affordable housing opportunities. Pastor Melissa St. Clair said in an interview with the Coloradan that she didn't know if there was a greater need in the community than affordable housing.
2 weeks ago, we covered the court case of Dante Lucas and the disappearance of his ex-girlfriend, Kelsey Schelling. Back in 2014, the case has now been put on hold due to several days due to one of the people in the courtroom testing positive for coronavirus. But since that, we have now updated that the quarantine is out and the case is back in session starting February 24th, 2021. The case is looking to have several more key witnesses come into play. Dante was arrested nearly 4 years ago and no body has ever been found, leaving this to be a rather interesting case in the end. We will update you here at CTV Channel 11 as more information becomes available.
Well, Rams, that's all the news we have for you tonight.
But do not go anywhere yet. We got the sports coming up next with Brendan Fairbairn, and he's going to be talking all about the CSU hockey and Mountain West swimming and the latest on the Blitz Season 2.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Good evening, Ram fans. Welcome back to your Thursday night sports show, The Blitz Season 2, hosted by yours truly, Brendan Fairbairn. Tonight, I slide into how CSU club hockey has been dealing with the cancellation of their season due to COVID-19, and I get you caught up on how the Rams place at the 2021 Mountain West Swim and Dive Championships. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. The ongoing pandemic has affected Colorado State's athletics tremendously, with many matchups either being postponed or just outright canceled. But at least all of these squads had a season. CSU's men's hockey team wasn't as lucky.
It's been almost a year since Colorado State's club hockey team got a taste of victory. Last March saw the Rams lose the opportunity to play in the 2020 national tournament, and for this season, things were called before it even got started. And with his final year of organized hockey essentially erased, senior team captain Liam Millard felt like him and his teammates still should have been on the ice.
If they're going to allow a football team to participate with way more players than we have, I think it's extremely unfair that we are not allowed to participate, but that's a campus decision. We can't say anything. I don't agree with it. None of us agree with it, but it is what it is.
CSU announced the cancellation of all club sports on campus due to the ongoing pandemic back in the fall. And after missing out on the end of their 2020 slate, this year's season being shut down months before play was still somewhat expected.
We all kind of knew it could come. It wasn't like we all thought it was going to come, but it was definitely a little bit of a surprise because we figured at least in the second semester we could have tried to work something out.
And despite CSU not allowing the hockey team to meet in person, they are still staying loose for next season and keeping close in touch.
So people are still skating. Some guys are playing kind of in recreational teams. We have a couple skates here and there that we have been able to do that aren't part of the school. And then, we're a very close team. Everyone's friends, and a lot of us live together and that kind of thing. So we've been able to stay close.
With CSU's plan to return to full in-person classes next fall, Rams hockey players hope that their nearly 2-year-long break from organized play finally comes to an end.
For these CSU Ram players, coaches, and fans, hopefully by this time next February, they'll be looking towards the opportunity to get back on the ice and earn a spot in the national tournament. And unlike the guys on the ice, the CSU swim and dive team were lucky enough to have a season despite it being shortened. The Rams ended 2021 1-4 in regular season play, but finished strong when it mattered the most. Taking a look at the overall results of the tournament, UNLV ended up winning it all by only 9 points, the second closest margin of victory in Mountain West swim and dive tournament history. CSU finished 5th, just like they did last year, but scored 95 more points this season than the last. And the Rams were only 41 points away from besting their rival up north, the Wyoming Cowboys, to earn a top 4 ending to their 2021 slate. But the biggest headline for CSU was the individual honors. 5 Ram swimmers ended up with the All-Mountain West recognition. A swimmer or diver must have a top 8 finish in an individual event at the championships or finish top 3 in relays to earn this type of honor. Taking a look at the leaderboard, junior Christina Fredericks placed 3rd in the 50-yard freestyle with a time of 22.79, which ranks number 3 all-time at Colorado State, while fellow third-year Abby Owenby placed 5th in the 1650 freestyle and 7th in the 400 individual medley with a personal best time of 4 minutes and 24 seconds. And sophomore Hannah Sykes and Liza Lunina ended up at 7th in the 200 butterfly and 8th in the 200 backstroke, respectively. And finally, there's freshman Anika Johnson, who placed number 8 in the 200 free with a time of 1 minute 40, a mark that puts her at 4th in the school's record book for the event. For Owenby, Lunina, and Johnson, this was their first time earning this level of conference honors, while Fredericks and Skies both secured their second straight year with this type of award. All in all, on a weekend that saw every Ram scorer and head coach Christopher Woodyard's squad eclipse the team record for points accounted for at the Mountain West Championships, these CSU students who practically live in the pool have plenty to look forward to for next winter. Ultimately, though, only time will tell just how much this young team continues to grow thanks to the adversity they faced throughout this pandemic-filled season. And well, Ram fans, that's all the sports action I have for tonight's show. But don't go away just yet. Tom Isaacson has all the spice in entertainment.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
How's it going, Rams? My name is Tom Isaacson, and I'm here to give you all the entertainment news for tonight. And let's get started with some good news. I like good news. Everyone likes good news. The POUDRE Library District has earned a first-star library designation. The library district is now one of only 11 other star libraries in the state. The rating was based on a 2019 per capita measurement on how much people were using the library. Things like books, book usage, Wi-Fi, equipment checkouts, and all of that were used in the calculation. If you are a CSU student and want to use the public library, all you have to do is register your RAM card. Okay, do you believe in ghosts? Because Fort Collins has a ghost restaurant, or had one anyway. But it's a ghost restaurant no more, as the Post Chicken and Beer have a permanent spot here in town. The restaurant, which has been operating out of Jack's Fish House, will be putting down solid roots in 2021. They're set to open a location on South College Avenue and have a target opening date of late spring, so coming up quick. The restaurant will continue operations at Jack's until the new place is up and running. This is making the fact that I haven't had dinner yet a little bit more challenging. Now, Fort Collins is full of interesting personalities and places to go, but nowhere compares quite like the visual playground that is the Lyric, a place which you may know for showing movies, but what you're about to find out is that they have become so much more.
In an age where streaming movies from home is the new normal, the Lyric is here to change the game of entertainment in Fort Collins.
Going forward after the pandemic, in my opinion, I don't see a future in movies. I think movies are, as far as like the Hollywood system goes and the whole studio distribution system, is virtually dead.
As the owner of the Lyric, Mosier is tasked with setting a new stage to bring back the magic to the Fort Collins entertainment scene.
The coolest part is that it's kind of its own ecosystem. You know, it's a versatile space that can be used for anything really. You know, we got music and art and movies.
To support the creative sector during this pandemic, Mosier has put the empty theater to use to help the community grow.
Lending it out to filmmakers and we have a whole roster of bands that are using the big theater as a practice space.
Although he's upset without people coming to the theater, he's excited to see how the Lyric will grow in the future.
You know, this place is empty all the time and I just don't want to see it empty anymore.
COVID-19 hit the creative business hard, but Mosier has been turning this lemon into lemonade as he sets up a new vision for what a theater should be.
Now that pretty much all the movie theaters are going to go out of business and studios and distributors are going to go out of business, you know, it's going to be places like this that survive.
I love the Lyric. My friends and I had the great opportunity to premiere our own films there, which was a ton of fun. Now, coming up next week is a huge movement starting called Great Plates, and it's happening right in Old Town. Great Plates is a 2-week meal promotion that benefits the food bank for Larimer County. Diners can pick up all kinds of meals at 36 Old Town eateries and enjoy sweet treats from ice cream shops. After enjoying your meal, you can leave a direct donation for the food bank, which has received more than $750,000 in years past. That's pretty awesome. All right, before we go, it's story time, so gather around. A long time ago, I got to go whale watching in Vancouver with my family, which was a ton of fun, apart from my seasickness. I did get some pretty impressive photos and videos, but I think I have been beat, because I went on the internet this week and I found this. I don't think I've ever been so amazed and terrified watching a video. I mean, I got to see some pretty cool stuff, but that was just spectacular. And I don't know if it was in Canada, but man, that was crazy. All right, Rams, that's all the time we've got for our show tonight. Thank you all for tuning into CTV 11. Be sure to tune in next Monday for the sports show. My name is Tom Isaacson. Good night.